Hello and welcome to another mat Pilates Fusion class. Today you'll be needing a light set of weights and a Pilates ball. Let's get started with laying it down on our mats. Place the ball between your thighs. We're going to focus on some breathing. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, imprint your tailbone into the mat. As you exhale, come to a neutral spine. Squeezing that ball, focusing on our breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Just take a few more. Raise your hand above your arms, bring it back as you tap the mat behind you, and then bring it down by your side. Working on some shoulder mobility, back and forth, squeezing that ball, focusing on your breath. The tailbone is driving into the mat. We'll be adding on. Keep going. Lift your head, neck, and shoulder, coming into a crunch. As you lift your hands forward down to the mat in front of you and reach all the way back down. Creating length with your fingers. Inhaling and exhaling, squeezing that ball. A few more. Hands come behind your head and we'll come back into those same crunches. Ribs are in. Focusing on your crunch, squeezing your abdominals, driving that tailbone into the mat. Keep going. We'll be adding our legs on in just a bit. Inhaling, exhaling. Lift your knees to a tabletop. Come down into your crunch. Extend your arms out, reaching past your thighs and lower your head and then your feet. Keep going. You got this. Squeeze your core, squeeze that ball. Elbows are nice and wide. Curl up higher with each crunch. You should feel the pain. We're going to pulse it up now. Pulse. Pulse. Arms are out by your side. Reaching for that wall in front of you. Nice job. Lower everything down. And then come back up for a rolling half sit up. Squeeze your core and you lower down. Scoop your abdominals. Shoulders are out of your ears. You're squeezing that ball. Keep going. Engage your ribs. Tap the floor behind you as you roll up, using your core to round up. Nice job. Just hug your knees into your chest, massage out your lower back. Grab the ball, place it back between your thighs for some glute bridges. Arms are down by your side of the mat. Lift and lower, squeezing your glutes. Ribs are down. Weight is heavy on your yoke. Squeeze that ball. Use the mat for support, pushing up on your arm if you need. You got this. Think of your hips as tail lights shining on the ceiling above. Chin out of your chest. Squeeze that ball. We'll pulse up, 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 up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pulse the ball in. Squeeze that ball as if you're going to pop it. Squeeze, squeeze, and lower everything down. Great job. Now for single leg glute bridge, place the ball underneath your knee. Come to a tabletop. You're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Squeeze in that cheek. Weight is heavy in the heel that's planted onto the mat. Use your arms for support. Squeeze that ball. We'll pulse it in a few. Shoulders are out of your ears. Keep going. Pulse. Up, up. 8, 7, 6. Tap your toe down to the mat and then bring it back to tabletop. Tap and bring it back to tabletop. Tap your toe, bring it back to tabletop, squeeze that ball, lift your glutes high, feel that working muscle. You got this. Pulse into the ball, work in the hamstring. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Nice. Time to switch sides. So place the ball underneath your opposite knee, whichever working side you haven't done yet. Drive your treadmill into the mat. Single leg glute bridge, lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep going. You got this. Squeezing at the top. Knee over hip. We'll add on in just a bit. Pulse up, up, up. Squeeze that ball. Shoulders out of your ears, chin out of your chest. Toe tap down and then back. Keep going. Tap the toe, squeeze the ball. Where's the ball is always optional. Do more, then we'll pulse on that ball, working your hamstring. Pulse in, in. You should feel your thighs burning right now. Great job under the ball. Take a happy baby, whatever stretch you need to release that. Take a nice figure 4 stretch, cross your right over your left thigh, and then switch sides. Amazing. Great job. What you're going to need to do now is grab a sip of water if you need, because obviously I need some, and we'll get started on our next series of exercise. Grab your ball and come to a lunge. Ball is in between your hands as you squeeze it, working your chest. Step your foot back. Squeeze that ball. You're going to hinge forward, extending your back foot straight, and then bring it back to a lunge. Leaning forward and back, squeezing your core. Think of your glutes reaching behind you as if someone's pulling you back. Knee is stacked over your ankle, a nice 90 degrees. Squeeze that ball. We'll add on in just a bit. Lift and then lower. Extend your legs to a V and then bring it back to a lunge. As you extend, reach the ball overhead, squeezing, working those shoulders and your chest to lift and lower, lift and lower. Great job. You'll start to feel the burn if you aren't already. Amazing job. We're going to pass the ball in between our legs, pivot our back foot, come to a squat, and then pass it through once again. Open wide, squeeze that ball, pass underneath, reach up, extending everything, pass it under. We love a little combination move. You got this. Slow and controlled. Focusing on your breathing, squeeze your core. Bend those knees as low as you can go. You're doing great. Lift and lower, coming back into that lunge. We're going to just pulse it out. Squeeze that ball. Pulse on that balls. Pulse those legs. Burning it out. Awesome job. Now it's time to switch sides. Coming to our opposite side, we're going to squeeze up onto our chest, bend our front knee, and hinge forward, extending our back leg straight. Squeeze your core. If you want to add on, we can reach that ball overhead. Squeezing it. Shoulders are out of your ears. Ears become between your bicep. Adding on, going to lift, extending our legs, and then bending them back to that lunge. Squeezing your core. Bending your knees. See how low you can get that back knee. Extending everything and back up. We're here for a few more. We're going to pass the ball underneath, come into our squat, pass it through. Reaching the ball overhead, pivoting our back foot to that wide squat. You got this. It's definitely burning right now. Few more. Squeeze that ball. Great job. Take a nice little stretch. Grabbing your ball and your weights, come to your side on your mat. Pressing the ball with your top hand, line your bottom leg with the back of your mat. Starting with some side bicycles, flex your foot, crunch it into a tabletop, extend it out in front of you, bring it back over your bottom leg, and keep going. Squeeze your core, shoulders are out of your ears. We'll do a few more and then we'll reverse it. Kick it out, bring it to your side, crunch it in, and bring it back out. Press onto that ball, working your chest. Crunch it in and out, flexing your foot, bringing it to tabletop, and then extend it back out. Focusing on your breath. Extend your feet out all the way into the mat, slightly in front of you. Point your toe as you slide it up your bottom leg up to your knee. You kick it up above you and then lower it back down. Flex that foot as you bring it back down to stack on top of your bottom foot. A few more and we'll reverse this. Kick it up. Bend your knee and slide your toe down your bottom leg. We'll come into our side teaser variations in just a bit. Grab that ball, rock back onto your side glute, ball comes overhead, your arms on the floor on a diagonal, which will force you to use your core some more. Rocking back onto your side glute, bring everything in, ball reaching your ankles, and then rock back out onto your hips. Core is nice and tight. Hold that ball overhead, shoulders out of your ear. Bend your top leg behind your bottom leg. Lift your bottom foot to meet your hand with the ball. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Point that toe, creating length, reaching for the wall in front of you. Last bit. Lift your bent leg to a straight 45 degrees. Press the ball onto your shin as you lift and lower your bottom leg, working that oblique. Press that ball into the shin. Nice job. Let's take a nice little mermaid stretch, grabbing onto your shins as you bend your knees and reaching over, and then reach to the opposite side. Time to switch sides. For this next exercise, we will need our weights. We're going to come onto one knee, extend our foot back with our weights, and come into tricep push-ups. Setting up, you lower and you lift. Extending that arm out, we come out to our side and do an oblique crunch. Arm reach up with the weight, reach our elbow to our knee, twist back down, and come into our tricep push-up. Engage your core. We'll do a few more, working our obliques and our triceps. Great job. I know this is a challenge. Do one more tricep push-up. And we'll set up for our rows. Grab that weight onto your opposite hand of your foot that's elevated. We're gonna row back. Shoulder out of your ears, squeezing our lat as we row up and down, balancing that leg up. Hip is stacked over your knee. Now for bird dog, extend your leg and arm out. We're going to tap everything down and then back up. Lift and lower, lift and lower, up and down. Squeeze that core, gaze at the top of your mat. We'll do 2 more, and then we'll bring our opposite knee to meet our elbow, crunching it in, extending everything out. Rounding your spine as you crunch in and extend everything out. In and out, in and out. Of course, the weight is always optional. We're going to jump into our other side. Grab a sip of water. Once you're done, let's go into our tricep push-up. Balancing on one knee, extend your other foot out behind you. Come into that tricep push-up. As you open up, coming into that oblique crunch, elbow meets your knee. The weight is optional. Squeeze everything, your core, your glutes, your triceps. Now grab that weight and now let's set up for a row. Opposite leg is lifting and lowering as we roll back, engaging our lat. Elbows are pointing towards the ceiling. You can tap that leg as you continue to row or just leave it elevated. Now extend your arm out in front of you as we lift and lower for bird dog. Tapping everything down to the mat and then bringing it back to center. Squeezing that glute. Opposite elbow meets your knee as you crunch it in and extend back out. Rounding your spine. Ditch the weight if you need to. Squeeze your core. Great job. Take a nice little child pose. Roll out that wrist. Take a moment for yourself. Grab some water. Towel off. Let's come onto our opposite side now to do our side laying series. Head is in your hand. Press that ball with your top arm. Flex that foot, bring it into tabletop, kick it out, and swoop it back. Keep it going. Crunch it in, flex it out. Point your toe as you bring it back in and flex it. Press onto that ball, working your chest. Ditch the ball if it's not giving you support or you need to be more stable on your hips. Squeeze your core. Let's crunch it in and out. Flex that foot, bring it to tabletop, crunching it in and out. In and out, squeezing that core, pressing onto that ball. You got this, few more, and then we'll come into our next exercise. Point your toe, drag it up your knee, circle it up, and then lower it down to meet your bottom leg. Great job. Now let's reverse it. Lift, point your toe as you drag it down your knee to your ankle. Good job. A few more, then we'll come to our side teasers. Grab the ball, extend your arm overhead as you rock back onto your side glute. Lifting to meet that ball with your ankle as you tap it and bring everything in. Then rock back onto your hips. Rock back to your side glute, lift and lower. Again, that forearm can be bent or in a diagonal. The diagonal will force you to use your core some more, adding a little bit of a challenge. Great job. We'll bend that top knee behind our bottom foot, and we'll lift our bottom foot and lower, meeting that ball as we tap everything in and out. Shoulders are out of your ears. Great job. In just a bit, we'll extend that top leg. Extend the top leg, press that ball against your shin, lift and lower your bottom leg to meet that top leg. Really working that oblique, isolating it. We'll take a nice stretch right after this. 3, 2, nice job. Okay, bend over, grab your shin, and then reach to the opposite side. Now let's come into working our abs. Place the ball at the back of your mat. Toes are pressed on top of it. Grab the weights. As you bicep curl, roll the ball in and extend everything out. Shoulders are out of your ears. Curling and extending. Rolling your toes on the ball. Roll out and in. Now bring your chest to center. We're going to twist to the left and then bring it back to center with the weights. Twist, center, twist, back to center. Our legs are bent. Our heels are resting onto the ball, creating stability and balance. We're going to open up and bring it back to center. Twist to the left, open everything up, bring it back to center. Arms open wide, squeeze that core. Again, this is always optional, the weight. Even the ball. You can always remove the ball and rest your feet onto the mat. Great job. Now let's come to our other side. Standing the ball on the mat, place your feet onto the ball. We're going to twist to the right and then back to center. As you can tell, I'm getting tired, so I'm going to ditch the weight. Another option is to lift your leg as you twist and open, if you're up for the challenge. If not, just keep it steady onto the ball. We're going to twist it to right to left in just a bit. Twist left, right. Twist left, right. You can ditch the ball and balance, or you can use the ball. Nice job, friends. Reach over, take a nice stretch. Let's stretch just a bit before we come into our last working set. Grab a sip of water. To one knee, extend the other one out in front of you as you bend forward, and then extend that foot out to a nice hamstring stretch, rocking back and forth. We'll switch sides and then come into our back series. This should feel nice after we just worked out our legs and glutes and abs. Let's grab a sip of water or towel off. Pause it here if you need a little break. And if you're ready, let's move on to our back series. Grab that ball, come onto the mat with your stomach on the mat. grab that ball, stack your hands on top of the ball. Right hand should be on the bottom. Squeeze your core as you roll up and then back down, coming into that swan dive, just working our upper body. Your legs are extended out on the mat, either hip height, hip width, or pressed together. If you have lower back issues, choose a wider leg. Squeeze your core as you roll up, press your thighs into the mat, squeeze your glute. Work on some shoulder mobility. Reach your left arm back, reaching for your left ankle, opening and closing, looking back. We'll come back to center and then lift our legs. Squeeze your core and your glutes as you lift your legs and lower. Add in your upper body if you'd like. Just lift and lower. Lift and lower, squeezing your core. Come onto your forearms. Lift and lower your bottom legs. Lift your forearm and your upper body. The back of your hands are glued to your forehead as you lift and lower. Now lift everything up together and lower. Squeeze your core, squeeze your glutes, protecting your lower back. Shoulders are out of your ears, elbows are wide. Your gaze is down toward the mat, protecting your spine and your neck. Lift and lower. Bend your legs to 90 degrees. Flex your foot, working your hamstring. We're just going to press to the ceiling and then back down. Press and lower. Press and lower. Press and lower. Now hammer leg curls. I'm going to press it in and out. In and out. Knees are off the mat. Thighs are pressing into the mat. Great job. Take a nice little child pose. Now we're going to set ourselves up to work our right side. Left hand is stacked into the mat, right arm is on top. Roll that ball into a swan dive as you lift your chest off the mat. Shoulders out of your ears, squeeze your glutes. Lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Keep going. We'll add that right arm mobility. Reach your arm back to meet your right ankle. Open and close. Open and close. Squeeze your core, squeeze your glutes. Press your thigh into the mat. Reaching back. Great job, guys. Take a child pose. That would feel so good after all that back work we just did. If you need, roll out your wrist. Let's come into a nice cobra stretch. Roll out your neck. Come into a downward facing dog. Walk your feet to meet your hands and just ragdoll it out. Amazing